Edmonton Oilers. Man, talk about the tale of the change of a couple weeks. Week 1, they looked awful. Week 2, you could sort of see some things sort of brewing with the Oilers. Obviously, they're top dogs with McDavid and Draisaitl getting the job done as they always do. But they're starting to get better play from their depth players as we're going to pull up their stats right now. And again, it's not just about the stats. Again, watching the highlights, and I've actually been able to catch a couple of games. Last night, the game against Calgary, they were completely outplayed. I will say that, but they were able to get the job done. They put the puck in the back of the net, and they were able to get goaltending from Stuart Skinner. That absolute beauty of a stash might be their new starting goaltender, with Jack Campbell not doing so great. Again, his stats right there, as you guys can see on the screen right now, .398 goals against average, where Skinner's is a .159. Save percentage, we're looking at a .955 for Stuart Skinner and then an .888 for Jack Campbell. So maybe they have their new starting goaltender that has sparked a flare or a match underneath the butts of the rest of the team, stating that, hey, no one's job's safe. We go with the hot players. And if you guys take a look at the points over there, you can clearly see on the screen right now, McDavid 18, Draisaitl 16, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins with 11, Zach Hyman, who's been playing great, scrappy player. He's been like that ever since his days in Toronto. Bringing that over to Edmonton, I think, is really helping with the culture there. Vander Kane getting it done, 8 points for him. Darnell Nurse on the back end. Evan Bouchard, I think, needs to pick it up a little bit more. He's had a couple of brain fart plays where he's just kind of giving the puck away and they end up getting scored on. But you're going to see that with any player in the NHL. Goal-wise, McDavid with 9, but interestingly enough, Zach Hyman is in second on their team with 6 above Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Draisaitl. You've got Ryan McLeod there with 3. So they're getting goals from players that you don't typically, or at least wouldn't typically see up at the top, from Zach Hyman being a top goal scorer for their team. Again, you're probably going to end up seeing Draisaitl climb up there and McDavid obviously being up there. But man, the games that they are on and are looking good, at least the last 4 games. Again, they went 4-0 this past week, able to get it done by committee. Again, the teams that they were playing, not necessarily the greatest. I know they beat Pittsburgh. They came back in that game, beating them 6-3. I know the Penguins, we'll talk about them later in the video. But taking a look, they beat Pittsburgh 6-3. They beat St. Louis 3-1, Chicago 6-5 in a shootout, and then they beat the Calgary Flames in a game which I don't think they should have won last night, but they were able to get it done. And those are games where if you're not at your best, maybe you're not playing great offensively, you can't get the puck out of your zone, which was the case last night. They had a couple bad giveaways. They were heavily outshot, but they find a way to get it done. And at the end of the day, if you run into a hot goaltender, which I think Calgary did last night, most likely outcome is going to be a W for your team, and Edmonton was greatly appreciative of that performance that Skinner put in last night. Again, that propels them to second in the division, 2 points behind the Vegas Golden Knights, 6-3-0 on the season. Goal differential, they're starting to tick that back in the right direction. It is +6 at the moment. Again, 4-game winning streak, one of the hottest teams in the NHL. You can even say the same about in the Central, the Winnipeg Jets, which we'll talk about a little bit later.